Growing up, I was what I would call myself a gamer. Not necessarily hardcore, but I would play tons and tons of video games on what would probably be called outdated or antiquated devices like Nintendo Entertainment Systems. However, as I grew older, hobbies went in a different direction, and as you may or may not know, I'm a big collector. I collect everything from statues to memorabilia to bodies and coldest water bottles. That's right, our sponsor for this video is the Coldest Water Bottle. It is a water bottle that keeps not only water but any liquid cold for 36 to 100 different hours. They have all types of shapes, colors, and sizes. There's two links below. One of them you can enter to win a free one. The other one you actually get a discount if you use the code EXTREME. I'm a big believer in this piece, whether they pay me to say that or not. In fact, I just paid $200 more worth of coldest water bottles that I will show in an upcoming video. But today we're going to look at video game statues. That's right, I own about 20 different video game statues, and we're going to count down which one is the best. And some of them don't even tie into a video game theme. Stay tuned to find out what I'm talking about. As the Extreme channel is pushing towards 50,000 subscribers, these are just a few of the statues we're giving away on the journey there. If you want to know how to win one, stay tuned for later in the video. Hey guys, welcome to the Extreme channel. We're about the extreme lifestyle. Part of that is extreme collecting. Specifically today we're talking about video game statues. I have a number of video game statues in my collection, and it hit me today as I was rearranging some of them. While I've reviewed most of these individually, and one of the videos you guys seem to love are countdown videos. So today we're going to count down from my least favorite to my most favorite video game statues. Now kind of a heads up, like we've done in other videos, I'm not going to talk about the statues I used to own that I sold. There's about 15 that fall into that category. I'm also not going to talk about ones that I have coming in. So these are solely ones that are just here in the collection. And I actually got this idea the other day because I just reviewed this Mimic statue from Dark Souls made by First 4 Figures, so make sure to go check that out. Now, because these statues are made by different manufacturers, they're for different video games, it was kind of hard
that's what she said,
to really compare like a Street Fighter versus an Arkham Knight Batman statue. So what I ended up doing was actually categorizing it into 3 different countdowns to help this flow a little bit better, starting with my least favorite category, and then we're going to count down all the statues in that category, and that is Street Fighter. Well, Street Fighter was probably one of my favorite stand-up arcade games back in the days. It's my least favorite category of everything we're looking at. So let's go ahead and kick it off and count down the ones that are currently in the collection. Starting with number 8. This is the original Pop Culture Shock Toys. Now they go by PCS. Blanka or Blanca statue, however you want to say it. I actually have not reviewed this piece, so maybe I'll do that someday for you guys. I do like it. I think it's adequate. I got it for a steal of a price, which is why I have it, and that was one of my favorite characters, but he comes in at number 8. Number 7 was another one I got for a steal. I only paid like $200 for this, or less than that, I think $150. But I was pleasantly surprised with Balrog, one of the main bosses at the end of the original Street Fighter. Clearly there was some opportunity left here. I hate the boring museum type bases, especially in this line right here, because they're not really prestigious. But I still like the piece, and he comes in at number 7. Number 6 is Dhalsim. That's how I pronounce it. Again, if you don't like the way I pronounce stuff, go ask your mom how she pronounced my name last night. But Dhalsim is a very cool character in the game. I didn't play him a lot, but I liked a lot of his powers. I like how they have a lot of his effects here with the fire and the levitating aspect to him. So pretty cool, coming in at number 6. Number 5 is by Prototype Z. This is Ryu, or Yu, or however you want to pronounce it. Again, talk to your mom. But this is done by a different company, and I just love the sculpt on this piece. It's done by Sosa. It's fantastically done. I do have a Prime 1 Studios piece coming in, so we'll do an Extrumble when those arrive. Number 4 is probably a surprise to a lot of people. This is one I actually got for a great deal. I actually bought it from Thor, the Dark Lord of DCX. Fantastic piece in my opinion. He was always one of my favorite bosses to play, even though he's kind of a pansy in the game. But I absolutely love this Vega piece from PCS. Very cool. That's why I put him at number 4. Number 3 is the Player 2 variant of Zangief. So I didn't like him much in the game, but this was actually the first Street Fighter 2 statue I ever bought. I think it's amazing. I think for some reason, I don't know why I bought the Player 2 variant instead of the Player 1, because it looks out of place in my collection. But still, I'm a big fan of this. That's why it comes in at number 3. Number 2 is the King. It's M. Bison. So this piece right here, I thought PCS did a good job. I think it's overpriced for what it was, but I still really like it. I almost picked up the black variant as well, but I have a custom on Throne that I plan on ordering very soon that I think will destroy this, but I still really like it. Then in the Street Fighter statues, Ken from PCS is my current favorite. And that's because he was my current favorite character in the game, and I like the dynamic motion that they did with him. My favorite was using the Dragon Uppercut. In here they're showing the kick, but it still makes it pretty damn cool. So those are the Street Fighter pieces. Next category are all pieces made by First 4 Figures, who actually specializes in video game pieces. Now, I only have 5 of them, but we're going to go ahead and count them down, and I've done reviews on every single one of these. So if you want to see those, make sure to check them out. But we'll kick it off with number 5 is this Sif Wolf. So this is from a game I've never played before, Dark Souls. It's pretty cool, but the paint and sculpt is a little bit lacking. It's an older piece. It's been out for quite a few years. And reading the comments on the review, I know you guys that do play this game absolutely hated him because he was a hard boss to beat. Number 4 coming in was their Mario. Of course I have to have a Mario statue. That's what I grew up with. Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario 2, and then when Super Mario 3 came out, it was like, holy crap, this is amazing. So I like this piece made by First 4 Figures. It's very nostalgic for me, even though I didn't really dig the games with Yoshi in them. I kind of predated that. Number 3 is also one that ties close to me, is Sonic. And during this review, I told you guys how I was very young and I saved up for months and months and months to buy Sega Genesis when it came out. And Sonic was the game that it came with, and that's the only game I could afford, so I played it over and over and over again, so it brings back a lot of those memories. Plus, I think the statue's done pretty well. I was pleasantly surprised when I actually unboxed this. Number 2 is their Bowser. Now, I got the exclusive where he actually fires the flame out of his mouth. This is an awesome piece. He's right next to Mario, so it makes the display look even cooler. But I think they did a fantastic job with this piece, and I think it's one of their best in the line. Number 1 is the one I got the other day. If you watched that review, I was really surprised by this. So Mimic is from the Dark Souls video game, which again, I've never played, but nonetheless, this is an awesome horror-looking creature. I don't have him with my video game statues, I actually have him with my horror pieces, and I think he fits in well there. So these last 10 pieces are actually from Prime One Studios. And every single one I bought, I didn't care that it came from a video game. I bought it to go with my Prime One Studios DC pieces, whether it's 1/3 scale or 1/4 scale. 1/3 scale means it's 3 times smaller than what a real life version would be. And if you're not a math major, 1/4 scale means it's 4 times smaller. But let's kick it off with Black Manta. So this is from the video game Injustice 2, which I actually have played. I don't think I've unlocked this character. I played this with my son a few times. And I bought this to square off against an awesome custom Aquaman that I have. It is a very cool piece, but it is my least favorite of my Prime One Studios video game statues. Very similar story to their Brainiac, again from Injustice 2. He is one of my favorite characters to play. At one time, when I actually could beat my 9-year-old son, I had to use him. I was best with this particular guy. And there's some awesome features on here, but I'm not a huge fan of Brainiac in general, which is probably why he's lower on the list. Number 8 is a 1/3 scale Two-Face. So this is from the Arkham Knight video game, which I've never played. I bought this because I needed a Two-Face in my 1/3 scale DC Batman villains. And as we look at more and more pieces, you're going to see a theme about that. So I got this for a steal. I got it, I think, $200 under retail. It's a really, really underrated piece in my opinion. There really aren't a lot of Two-Face pieces to choose from, so I definitely think this is an awesome piece despite the fact he's ranked number 8. Number 7 is Batman XE, and this is from Arkham Origins. Again, I've never played this game. And as a disclaimer, I've never played the rest of the games we're going to talk about. When he put on a freeze or frozen suit to fight Mr. Freeze, and you're going to see Mr. Freeze up in the countdown a little bit later. It's an awesome looking Batman. But honestly, if I had to sell a Batman, because I have quite a few of them, this would probably be the first to go. That's why he comes in at number 7. Number 6 is Scarecrow from Arkham Knight. So very similar to the Two-Face, very similar pose. This is an absolutely badass statue, whether you like the game or not. And if you want a Scarecrow statue, in my opinion, this is the best one that's currently out there. Scarecrow from Prime One Studios, 1/3 scale, Arkham Knight, comes in at number 6. Number 5 is another underrated piece, I think, Killer Croc. This is huge. One of the biggest pieces in my collection, probably in the top 10. In the 1/3 line, I think it's the second biggest. This is from Arkham Origins. Again, I wanted a 1/3 scale Killer Croc piece, and to my knowledge, this is the only one out there. So I went ahead and nabbed him, and he looks amazing, whether you know the video game or not. Coming in at number 5, Killer Croc. Number 4 is from Arkham City. Again, a game I've never played. Batman, this is The Dark Knight Returns, so this is when he came out of retirement. and he was really more of a badass. He didn't have patience for criminals. He beat them more to a bloody pulp than he used to. And I love this statue. I did kind of redo this statue and make a newer version of him, which looks pretty awesome as well, but I stuck with this guy because I already owned it, and it's awesome. Before we do go any farther, for a limited time, go ahead and get 15% off your next Loot Crate order. There is a link in the description below. You can also check the card in the top to watch the video on it. Very good deal using the code EXTREME15. So now we're down to the top 3, and I would definitely say that these are probably my top 3 of all the different categories. Try and guess them in the comments below, because that'll enter you into the contest to win a statue. But let's kick it off. Number 3 is Lobo. This is from Injustice, the first Injustice game, which I've never played. Again, I didn't buy it because it's from the game. I bought it because it looks badass. I bought it because Lobo is an incredibly awesome character. I have him facing off against the Hush Superman. So Lobo, number 3. Number 2 is Batman Beyond from Arkham Knight. And I just love the style of this Batman, even though I've never played the game. He just looks badass. He looks cool. This was actually one of my wife's favorite statues when she picked them out from my collection as well. At one time, you could actually get these at or below retail. So most of these I either got at retail or below. I don't think I paid any over, but nonetheless, I would probably pay over retail for this piece because I love it so much. Number 1, still unbeat. When I reviewed this piece, I said that I think this is the best licensed piece ever made. I don't think it's the best licensed piece ever made, but I'd say it's top 10, and it's definitely my favorite video game statue. Mr. Freeze from Arkham Origins. They did so many amazing things with this. The one thing I hate is that I think it's too big. It's not necessarily overscaled. It's just too big, and it hurts the displayability of it. But this is an awesome piece on every single level. I don't think I will ever get rid of this. If I got rid of my 1/3 pieces, 1/3 scale Batman pieces, this would probably be the last to go. We will be giving all of these statues away, plus additional ones, at every 5,000 subscriber milestone. To win one of these statues, all you have to do is make sure you've liked this video, you've subscribed to the channel, you've hit that bell notification, and then just drop a comment below. Every 5,000 subscriber milestone, we are going to do a random drawing and pick a random comment and give one of these statues away, plus some additional ones I'm not showing right now. The more videos you comment on, the higher your chances are to win. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Really appreciate it. Throw down in the comments what your favorite video game statues are, whether they're on this list or not. Make sure to check out the Extreme channel. Hit that subscribe button, that picture of me, if you want to see detailed reviews of stuff like this. And as always, a like on the way out. Hit that like button. Appreciate it. Talk to you tomorrow, or the next day, or the next. Oh, I'm just tired. I need some nourishment. All right.